Burnham's comedy stands as a unique exploration of contemporary life, where humor, music, and introspection merge to confront deep philosophical themes.
Zuckerberg and Gates and Buffett, amateurs can fucking suck it.
Unlike traditional stand-up comedy, his work is a hybrid of theater, music, poetry, and it presents a layered critique on topics like identity, mental health, and the digital age.
Is dead. Art is dead.
He invites his audiences to examine the nature of performance, authenticity, and what it means to exist in an increasingly mediated world. One of his defining features is his use of metacomedy, where he often turns the spotlight on comedy itself. This reflexive approach aligns with postmodernism, a philosophy that rejects objective truths and embraces irony, questioning the nature of representation. He frequently breaks the fourth wall, reminding his audiences of the constructed nature of his performances. And in doing so, he critiques the entertainment industry's demand for polished authenticity, where the performer must both be relatable and extraordinary. By drawing attention to the artifice of performance, his style resonates with the postmodern notion of hyperreality, where the line between performance and reality becomes blurred, suggesting that modern life is often a series of constructed narratives.
People think you're funny. How do we get those people's money?
His work probes at the question of authenticity, both personal and artistic. His struggles to reconcile his public persona with his private aligns with themes in existential philosophy. He mirrors this existential struggle where he's both creator and product, grappling with the expectations of celebrity while maintaining his own individuality. Elements of absurdism pervade his comedy as he embraces the nonsensical aspect of life to provoke existential contemplation in the audience as well. His abrupt tonal shifts, surreal skits, and unexpected narrative turns mirror the absurdist tradition, which posits that life's lack of inherent meaning is precisely what makes the search for purpose so human.
There's things that I don't want to come across in my show that I worry often come across about me, because people don't realize that it's an act up here.
Through this lens, he invites viewers to grapple with the unpredictability of existence and to accept life's contradictions as a part of the human experience. The familiar notion philosophically of finding freedom within the absurd. Another prominent theme is his critique of technology and its profound influence on self-perception and mental health. He examines how social platforms shape and distort human interaction, often with detrimental consequences. Social media doesn't just facilitate communication, but actively alters our perception of reality.
Welcome to the internet. Have a look around.
He portrays the internet as an entity offering limitless information and distraction, but at the cost of genuine well-being. The piece alludes to the effects of hyperconnectivity, where the boundary between online consumption and the reality becomes indistinguishable.
We got a million different ways to engage.
His portrayal of digital spaces as a consuming force emphasizes the alienation that accompanies our screen-dominated lives, touching the philosophical concerns about the technological sublime, an awe-filled but frightening surrender to technology's power over our lives.
Breakfast option, you should kill your mom. Here's why women never fuck you. Here's how you can build a bomb.
His openness about his struggles with anxiety and depression aren't just about self-disclosure. It prompts a broader reflection on the human search for meaning amidst suffering. Life's inherent lack of meaning compels individuals to find purpose through personal freedom and self-expression. His humor often touches on these existential predicaments where performance often becomes a refuge and a burden. Across his performances, he grapples with the paradox of seeking connection with an audience while feeling fundamentally isolated. This tension reflects the anxiety and existential angst around isolation and vulnerability, raising questions about the value of connection in an increasingly individualistic and digital society. There's a mental toll of relentless self-performance, offering audiences a lens on the universal need for connection in the face of modern alienation.
A world on fire.
He has a number of comedic tools which he uses, but primarily irony and satire are the central tools in his repertoire, serving to both entertain and provoke reflection. By exaggerating common scenarios and critiquing social values, he exposes the absurdity underlying our everyday lives. He creates satirical pieces on commodifications of creativity, and he reveals how fame and art are often conflated in a way that cheapens genuine expression. This critique aligns with the traditional of ironic social critique, similar to Socratic philosophy and the Frankfurt School, where irony is wielded as a tool to reveal contradictions and hidden assumptions within cultural norms.
My drug's attention, I am an addict, but I get paid to indulge in my habit.
He raises critical questions about the ethical dimensions of the entertainment industry, where audiences demand both emotional authenticity and a continuous spectacle. He stages technical mishaps and orchestrates scripted interactions with the audience, and this aims to highlight the fragility and absurdity of the performer-audience relationship. This style has a subtle critique of the high expectations placed on entertainers, and it reveals a philosophical engagement with the idea that human interaction, especially on stage, often hides as much as it reveals.
You probably didn't laugh, but maybe a few times you exhaled out of your nose.
Robert Pickering Burnham, born August 21st, 1990, first started making YouTube videos when he was just 16 years old. He grew up with the internet, rose to fame as a YouTuber, and has made it as an influential comic, making comedic pieces from nothing but the creativity in his head. By blending humor with existential themes, his work challenges the audiences to reflect on complex issues like identity, authenticity, and the impact of technology, all in a engaging, entertaining medium.
I'm the greatest rapper ever, and whether you think I'm clever or not, think you're better, you're not. Don't need a sweater, I'm hot. I'm a real G shorty that can really find your G spot. What the hell's a G spot?